Okay, so today I bought a Thrustmaster T128 and I'm gonna use that most likely on my Xbox and on my PC. And what I want to do, just make a little unboxing video. I'm pretty sure there are many of them out there, so I make this one short. I later review that. So that's basically the clamp when you want to, and that's what I'm going to do when you put it on your desk. So pretty sure it goes something like so. So it goes something like so. These are the pedals, and they are connected. That's actually looks like you connected the telephone in the old days. So, and this is spring loaded. It's actually pretty hefty spring, and there is some rubber here, and I wonder if that is good enough on my floor. Oh, that's actually not too bad on that floor. What do we have here? Again, we have a USB to USB-C connector. I guess that's the power supply then. Shall see. Yeah, I mean, nothing special, a power supply. Then the manual. I guess it's pretty easy how it works. I just realized, so everything gets connected. So I guess that's okay. Connected actually with the wheel, and that is the star of the show. So that's a force feedback wheel. I just realized it has a little Velcro strap here. So that's pretty sure for cable management. Then here it's where you plug in the wire. Here it's where you plug in the wires and cables. And let me just, okay, and here it's where you plug in actually the cables. And so I guess this one on the far side, that's for the power. The USB-C, that's a connector to the PC, and then we have this one here for the steering wheel. Now I wonder actually what's that for. It doesn't make sense to me right now. So we have a pretty big motor going to the steering wheel itself. It has the Xbox button. So going to the steering wheel itself, of course it has the Xbox button, the function, menu, screenshot. This one, I don't know, we need to find out. We have the D-pad here, then you have the shoulder buttons, and then of course for shifting. And that's basically all. So you can hear the motor already. And then as I said, I'm pretty sure this one here, just, you see it has some rubber here as well. This one here just goes like so. And then you just put it on your desk, most likely like this, and then I guess you make it hand tight, and then once it's hand tight, you're gonna snap this one like so, and that's the racing wheel. And what you cannot see here, I show you later, it has 4 LEDs. I'm not quite sure what they are doing. Okay, so going back to the LEDs, my video just got cut off. We have 4 LEDs here. I'm pretty sure they're gonna light up depending on the game. So that's the steering wheel. Size is okay. Unfortunately, it's hard plastic. It's not leather, so that's not so good. Then we have the pedals here, and on hardwood floor you really can push like big time. So I'm actually not faking this, so it's actually pretty good on hardwood floor. On carpet I kind of doubt it. Then again we have the power supply, obviously, which you would need for the force feedback. Maybe it would work without power supply if you don't use the force feedback. Then we have that clamp here where you put it on your table, and then we have that USB cable, so you actually use the USB-C connector for the steering wheel itself. And as I said before, what's pretty nice about this one, we have that cable management here, so which means the cables are pretty snug once installed. Let's just say we would use the and what I just see right now, that power cable, that's pretty long. I'd say that's approximately 6 feet, or in metric like 2 meters long. So that's actually all you would need. Well, depending, if you play it on the console, it's maybe not so good. And you can feed the cable in like so. And we have one cable there, and push it here. And then of course the same would apply to the power cable, and that's actually not so long. That's maybe 4 feet long, so that's a bit disappointing. So the power cable, it's actually just 4 feet long, and it goes in here. And maybe we want to use this one because that has like a groove. And then the last thing you would want to need to connect would be the pedal, and that's also like 4 feet long just, so that's a bit disappointing. And I just found out we have to do it like so, and then that would go in this way, and we use the Velcro, and there you go. Still, I do not know that connector, which looks like the old PS2 connectors where you connected mouse and keyboard in the old days. I really don't know what that's for. Maybe that's for an extra accessory. I do not know. If I find it out in the video, I'll post that later. And then we change the input, and now we are back to the Xbox, and now we could actually play an arcade game. Maybe we want to have it a little bit lower. Well, we keep it like this, and then we go back to the arcade game. And I have to tell you, I did not expect it, but it's so much fun playing it on a cabinet. I know it's not the biggest screen in the world, it's just 19 inches, but it is way more fun than I thought. Oh, and by the way, I've bought these little LEDs and added them there. I like them, maybe some people don't like it. Before I just had these, so it's maybe a little bit overkill. And you can also change the graphics on that marquee. Right now it's Super Mario jumping over a turtle shell. I kind of like that. And now we are back on the racing game. And actually I got the inspiration indeed from Arcade 1-Up, from their, how are they called? Ridge Racer boards. And now the latest one, I guess that's the, how is it called? The Fast and the Furious one. And then I looked into it, and that is like $699. Now the whole build here, excluding the racing wheel, to be honest, because I had it, and the Xbox, it's around $300, because that amplifier is not really expensive. The speakers were just $20, and then all the rest of that was actually just some wood parts and these LEDs. So it was like a $300 build, because I already had that old cabinet. And that's including the arcade board. So what I'm trying to say, I want to encourage you, if you have the money to spend, if I would have the $700 right now for that arcade one-up Fast and the Furious, I would build a way better arcade machine and a real size, right? So because that's not the toy size. I know I uploaded a video and people said it's not a toy, it's a 3/4. Yes, but if you're 6'5", it is a toy. But you see this one, it's 22.5 inches wide, my cabinet, and it's also pretty deep. Let's measure that real quick. It is actually, let's see how deep is that thing. It is 27 inches deep. And the good thing with that is, I've seen some videos about these Fast and the Furious cabinets. They are shaking a little bit, right? Why? Well, if you don't have the footprint and you don't have some weight in your cabinet, it's shaking. And it's a pretty hefty force feedback steering wheel I have here. And I hope you can see that on that video. My cabinet is not shaking at all. It's actually pretty sturdy, because you want to have some sturdiness if you play these games. So that's why I'm still saying arcade one-ups are actually just, well, to me they are toys. And we also, let's just say, but that's too long for the video, Asphalt, that's a pretty good game for arcade, right? But then also we could play here, if speaking of Fast and the Furious. Well, that's Fast and the Furious Forza Horizon 2, which is actually way better. But then a perfect arcade game, that's of course Crit for this one. Then we can play all the Need for Speed games, and of course we can play NASCAR games on that. And what I didn't try is Isle of Man, like a motorcycle racing game. I do not know how that actually plays with a steering wheel. Wreckfest, that's a perfect arcade game. So you get my point. You'd rather build your own arcade cabinet if you already have like a console laying around, let's say PlayStation 4, and you buy a cheap racing wheel. But then like you convert it and then you can play any game you want to play. And for me, just for me, it's the perfect arcade machine. So I have all the modern games you want to play, but then of course also we can play all the old games. Also, what I realized, what's a pretty good game actually to play here on that console, that's of course Forza Horizon 5. It's a pretty good arcade game. And also what's pretty nice with that console here, it actually forces me to stand upright, right? You sit the whole day and then you go play a game and then you sit again. But with this one here, you actually have to stand up and play. And now you see that rattling. You maybe need, you see that? But you see my cabinet, it's not shaking at all, right? No shaking, no nothing. It's, and you see I'm not touching anything, but the cabinet, it's sturdy. It's just standing there, sitting there. So if you want to do serious arcade racing, just consider buying an old arcade cabinet, rip it apart, a few $100s, and then you have that. And as always, thanks for watching.